into the games when you're watching some of these kids that maybe do that training, um, maybe once, twice a week, maybe three times, and you can tell, the stuff that they work on, the stuff that they put time into, it's not translating to the way the game is played when there's nine other guys out there on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's why I replied. That's where I replied to it on our Twitter. I was like, that's when I was like, it falls on both, because some high school coaches don't teach the game, and some AAUs don't develop kids, and they are in it for the money, but not everyone. I was like, trainers, that's different. Too many quick fix trainers teach the complicated stuff and not simple fundamentals like footwork, dribbling, and shooting. And then with all that being said, the root of this problem stems from people who truly don't know hoops or how to develop kids. They are in it for the money or the title. And I think that's a true thing. I think that's like you see some of these videos on stuff, and I watch some videos, and I'm like, why are you teaching a fourth grader a triple move into a step? Like, why are you teaching him that? Why?
No, man, I'm with you on that. Like I said, those skills are good to work on in to develop something that does translate to the game. So it's like, I want you to really challenge your handle and go and try a 2 or 3 dribble combo, and then I want you to pick up that pace and challenge it a little bit more. But if that's your hour-long workout and that's all you're doing, we've seen it, and other people have seen it as well. That doesn't translate to the game.
No, and that's why go ahead.
This is the last thing. It translates to a piece of the game, and that's being able to handle the ball.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And I told the kids that come show up every morning on Wednesday, I said, because the last 2-3 weeks we've been going like straight up basic ass shooting drills, just because like they're not great shooters, and I'm trying to fix their shot and stuff and make them just get shots up, because I feel like that's been more productive than doing, like, I'll do 15-20 minutes of ball handling, and then I do 40 minutes of just shooting, catch and shoot, shoot off the dribble. I think I'm going to start working into like shooting off screens, like moving and stuff like that. But like, I find there's more to it. But I told him, I said, now I know these things may seem like super tedious or like really basic skills that you guys have done, but I would much rather us do this and shoot 115 footers and get your guys' your shot right, rather than having you go and then just start jacking up threes and creating bad habits still, not losing and then losing the good habits you're trying to create. Like, I'm trying to fix the kids. I have a bunch of kids that do like the thumb movement instead of just keeping their
guide
straight.
hand. Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, like, stop shooting threes, man. I need you to be shooting, like, when you're shooting form shots around the rim, just right here, like, every time, do not do anything you can to keep that thumb off the ball.
The flick of the wrist.
It's all in the wrist.
You need. No, but what you were saying about like building it up to where they can shoot on the move, whether it's, they're sliding with the dribble or with the dribble penetration, sliding to the corner, coming off screen, stuff like that. You got to teach them to just catch and shoot first. So I think you're spot on, like, starting there, and like you were saying, dude, that stuff's boring, and the other stuff like that you see on the Instagram clips or whatever, these people doing these combo moves, yeah, it looks cool, it's a little fancy, whatever, but the boring stuff is honestly what gets it done in the long run, which is not what people want to hear, but it's kind of the truth.
It is what it is. Oh, let's go! I got my Twitter access back. I can look at more tweets now.
Bam! Love that. So, is it a time limit? Well, first of all, episode whatever. I don't even know what it is.
So Elon made it.
What is it? 19.
So he goes, to address extreme levels of data scrapping and system manipulation, we've applied the following temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day. Unverified accounts, which is like me and you, because I'm not paying for this stuff, is
No way.
600 posts a day, and then new unverified accounts are 300 posts a day. But he switched it. Then he jumped it up to 8,800 and 400, and now it's 10K, 1K, and 500. So looks like I get 400 more tweets today to look at. So I better use them. I better use them smartly right now. I'm gonna just get off the app.
Use them wisely. Use them wisely.
Because I have Woj's tweets yesterday. I think right before this all went down, I clicked on Woj's profile and had his notifications turned on so I can get all the updates on where everyone's going.
Need those Woj bombs.
Yep. I mean, might as well. So, yeah, this is episode 19, right? It is.
I believe so. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, man.
And we're
it's
sorry
been a
about
busy
that,
life.
people, but there hasn't been a lot of basketball going on. Life happens. This thing is still going to go, but me and Hilks got to do things too. You know, we've been busy trying to organize things. I'm trying to organize a team to go to Rapid City and play, all that stuff, you know. So that's where I've been.
We find time for the pod, though, you know.
Absolutely have to. That week off was so nice, though. I ain't gonna lie, I needed that.
It was, yeah.
A reboot.
I missed you though, Bushel Beans. You know, I missed our conversations.
Thank you, man. I missed you too. I know.
Say it back, bro.
I said it. I just said it. I said I missed you too. I know our guy from RMAC Insider missed us a lot.
He did. He DM'd.
He had a bad week. I'm sorry, man. We got you this week, though. We got you tonight. I'll try and, you know what? I'm gonna get this up tonight. We'll have this released at some point tonight, if not early tomorrow morning.
You're gonna get it all ready to go tonight, huh?
It don't take me that long to edit all this stuff and put it in.
Yeah, we don't do much cut it. Do you cut it much? I don't even really notice if you cut it.
No, I don't even cut it. I go straight to it.
Start to finish, huh?
Start to finish. The only thing I cut up is just the clips, obviously.
We don't got time for that editing nonsense. We need to hire somebody.
If there's anyone that wants to just, you know, have their name on this right now until we start making it big, want to, you know, cut up some clips, put the music in the background, have all that creativity, hit me
and
up,
cut out
please.
the nonsense, you know, like cut out, like, because I feel like we get into some moments where it's like, all right, these dudes are talking some nonsense right now.
Dumbass.
Let's cut this.
For real. Happens every time.
It's all right. That's the way it goes with us. I feel like it's the way we were raised.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's a fact. And that's
on
just
West King.
That's what I was just about to say, and that's all. That all stems from King Street. That don't come from home. That comes from King Street.
Straight from King.
Oh Lord, I don't. Who said? Oh, Haley said.
I want to get.
Haley, did she send you that this morning?
From the wedding?
Yeah, the wedding week. I was like 6 years ago. Damn.
Shout out Riley Ryan. Wasn't that Riley Ryan's wedding?
Mm-hmm. It sure was.
Yeah.
The whole crew was there that weekend. That was fun. In Sheridan, Wyoming.
That was fun.
We've had some good times in Sheridan, huh?
Too many. Actually, I wouldn't say too many. It's been a few.
Couple.
We've only ever been there together a few times, yeah.
3, 4.
Yep.
3-on-3.
It's always a good time.
The 3-on-3 twice, and then the rodeo twice. That rodeo.
Oh,
God,
the
street dance,
rodeo.
whatever, the street party, whatever that was. You know how pissed I was?
I want to establish.
Go ahead. Establish something real quick.
You go ahead.
Was when we were going through.
Okay, real quick. Let me get it. I want to establish that I'm 1-0 at the Sheridan 3-on-3. So there's that.
Me and Wraithy D have established that me and him are like LeBron when it comes to that damn thing. Always coming in second and facing a better team, like a team that's just stacked. I've won it one time, and that was with Clem. I remember it was me, Riley, Clem, Rafe, and one other kid. This kid named Christian, a kid that lived in Spearfish. You might have met him once when you came down and visited
What was his last name?
Capel. He hooped a little bit. He showed he
Oh yeah, I
you
remember
know him.
Christian. I remember Christian. Yeah.
And so we went up there and we had to play Luke Martinez, Austin Woodward, his little brother, and
Mm.
one other kid, dude. And it was literally give the ball to Luke and get the out of the way.
Yep.
So someone got pissed. I think it was Clem. He got pissed and he goes, "Yeah, you know what it is. Just give the ball to Daddy and get out of the way. Just give the ball to Daddy and you're good." And I was like, "Damn, this is where it's going now."
You got waxed like that, like it was bad.
Well, no, we lost by like 3. Last play, I mean,
Oh.
we got me and someone got beat on something, and this kid just had a wide open layup underneath. Bad
Yeah.
communication, bad switch. So I fouled his ass, trying, like, because game point, send him to the free throw
Yeah,
line.
you got a foul.
Let's make him earn it. Everyone's all Bush. What? Guys, what would you rather have, a layup, or would you rather have the free throw? I'm taking the free throw chance right here. I'm not taking a layup, missed layup.
Absolutely.
No one's smoking a layup.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're not losing it. Well, did you play in the top league? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The year that we won it and you guys won it, yeah, was it that?
You were we were in different.
We were
in the top.
We won it and y'all won it, but we were in different. We were in the adult flight, but I was not doing the top flight, bro. No, too many.
We played.
We did not have the team.
I don't
for
even
that.
remember who we played in the championship.
Y'all played some
I think
kids
it
from
was.
Gillette.
I think it was some. No, it was some dudes from Laramie. I think it was Garrison, Thaxton, and Jackson.
Oh
Can't
yeah,
remember his last name
you knew
now.
because you knew a bunch of them.
Yeah, I remember those dudes.
That
We
stuff's so
busted
fun.
them up though.
I miss when it was on Main Street though. When it was down on Main Street, that was by like the bars and everything. That was so much fun. Because every
Oh, they used to play the games down there
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, they blocked off the
Mm.
street down there, and like they did it like Thermop. Have you ever been to Thermops 3-on-3?
No, but I've been to Thermopolis.
Thermops 3-on-3 when that shit was going like big. That was so cool. They blocked off like 3 or 4 different streets and just went all down all of them. We saw James Johnson there one year. He came up and put a team together, beat the hell out of everyone.
James Johnson.
Yeah, Wyoming
Gotta be the
native
greatest Wyoming basketball player, I would say.
of all time.
No disrespect to guys like Kenny Saylor, and guys like that, but James Johnson's a little different.
No, I'm talking I'm straight from the roots of Wyoming. You played high school in Wyoming, all that stuff. He's the best basketball player, hands down.
Well, so did Kenny Saylor. He's a Laramie grad, I believe.
That's a fact.
Inventor of the jump shot.
I did not know that. I knew the jump shot part. People always say, I always say, do you know where the jump shot was created? Who created the jump shot? Oh yeah, that's right. That state that no one likes to talk about. Wyoming.
That's why we got the wettest jumpers in Wyoming.
Yeah, absolutely. Just comes with the territory.
That's right.
What I was gonna say though was I was pissed when we went to the street dance that one time, and that mom let her son go, and her son was younger than me, and I'm like, what? He gets a wristband and I don't. I'm 20. I'm like, I'm turning 21 in like 4 months, and you're gonna let your son, who's 2 years younger than me, get the 21 wristband?
Oh, I do remember that. Oh man, I forgot you were a little underage at that point.
I was not happy. Not happy. Made it work though. Still have fun.
Always,
Um,
always, man.
since we talked about the youth development thing, there was another deal I wanted to touch on real quick. Was kids sending, because I saw someone talk about this the other day, and I was like, damn, that's actually a pretty good point. It was sending in recruiting film, like what you should send in, what your film should consist of, right? Like what you looked for in the office, like if you got it, because we all got emails from like that one kid who accidentally sent the string email to everyone every D2 coach in the nation and put us all in it. That was
Classic.
I saw 300.
Just
I
classic.
saw like 300 coaches on tagged on that, and I'm like, what? So I started scrolling through, and I just see all the RMAC schools. I'm like, damn. So I sent you that text. I'm like, bro, did you get so and so's film? I can't
I
even.
don't remember if it was good or bad,
No,
but
I didn't even look at it. If you're doing that, I'm not looking at
no.
you. That's
Yeah, I probably didn't either.
how you gonna stand. I guess that's a way to stand out because I'll never forget that one.
Yeah, maybe standing out in the wrong way, but it happens, you know.
Yeah,
But no, to answer your question, I think for me, like in today's world, it kind of depends on position, you know, what I'm looking for. You know, if they're a guard, um, like especially like a point guard, um, I want to see how they can handle pressure. You know, like I want to see them making plays with the defense kind of in their shorts a little bit
Mhm.
and being able to handle that because inevitably at the college level you're going to run into a team that really likes to pressure you and you still got to be able to get to your spots and run the team.
Mhm.
But I guess in general, like if I'm going to really evaluate a film, you know, obviously in today's world, I'm going to look if they can shoot the ball from
Mhm.
three. Um, you know, I think obviously being able to rebound, and if you're a playmaking type guy, you know, maybe being able to push that tempo off of a rebound, or you know, just being able to make plays with that ball in your hands.
Mhm.
Um, Definitely looking for things like that. But I guess to answer your question more specifically, it's tough to answer that because depending on what I think position wise or where you kind of fit in, I might be looking for different stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know. Give me a position.
Uh, a guard that like a guard, just a
Or
guard.
no. Let me give you this actually. The kid is 6'2". Um, yeah, he's 6'2", you know, and he's kind of wanting to be a guard. You know, like what position do you think I am? Position do you think he would be? I guess asking you that if you see a 6'2" kid, you know, he sends you some film. What are you maybe expecting or wanting to see on that film?
Well, 6'2", so at that height, you're probably gonna have to be someone who's bringing the ball up, or one or a two. So
Mm,
I need to see, can you handle the ball? Can you make good? Can you pass? Can you set teammates up? Stuff like that. Can you create? Um, how do you play offensively off the ball? Do you get rid of it and do you just kind of chill in an area, or do you cut? Are you moving? Um, but biggest thing at that height too is I need to see you being able to like play some defense. I need some defense in there too.
mm-hmm,
So really, when I liked when kids sent me like their like three or four of their best games that they thought they played really well in. Because then I
yeah,
could pick up
that's
tendencies
dope.
and watch. I'm not watching a highlight tape. Like I can search
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and watch Kobe Bryant highlights, and you're gonna look just as good as him because everything is a make. You know
A
what I mean?
highlight's a
A
highlight.
highlight is a
Yeah,
highlight. So I need like send me no way. Send me that like send me a game film
tripping.
so I can
Yeah.
so I can like I guess what I'm saying is do you get on the floor? Do you dive for loose balls? Are you hustling every play? Are you running up and down the court? How's your attitude when a call gets called? There's all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you always doing something and then you're looking towards the bench when you do something? All those
Yeah.
little things that you pick up, I guess, is what I kind of look for in that type of situation, I guess.
Yeah, I guess for a highlight film, like the more I'm thinking about it, like you're obviously gonna see their height and their weight. Maybe they put their position on there and stuff. But kind of what we were talking about with the skill development stuff is does it translate to what you're wanting for that position?
Hmm.
And I think everybody has I was actually talking to a RMAC coach today, at the event, um, and was asking him about a kid that I thought, he might be super interested in, and he wasn't, and he brought up some flaws that I hadn't really even thought about. And so coaches are going to look for different things in certain players. But I don't know, like I'm trying to get maybe 4 or 5 things that I always look for in film, and I'm having a hard time because, like I said, it's so positional based on what maybe I'm looking for on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think things that always translate and always coaches are going to be interested in are rebounding at any position. Can you shoot the ball really at any position? Do you take care of it? Like, can you make plays when the defense is playing good defense and it's not just like total breakdowns in defense? And can you make shots?
Mm-hmm.
Like, making shots is a huge
Oh,
thing. And like
absolutely.
you said, obviously a highlight tape is all makes, but you can really tell if someone's a shot maker, I feel like, on highlight films.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And the reason I brought this one up is because it was good. I just thought of it. I saw a clip on Gilbert Arenas talking about it. He's like, you got too many kids out here thinking they're a scorer, like thinking that, okay, it's my turn
Mm,
to average. I have to average 15, or I want to average 20. I want to do this, and this. And he was talking to Patrick
yeah.
Beverly. You know how many points Patrick Beverly averaged in Chicago? 37 in high school.
Yeah, he was
He
crazy,
was
I
the number
guess, in
one
high
scorer
school.
in the city of Chicago. And
Hmm.
what's his role in the NBA? Play defense, guard the ball.
Not that.
You know what I mean? Same with Matt
Yeah.
Barnes. Guys like Matt Barnes, all those dudes, we've had conversations on him before. And so you got to understand, like, okay,
Hmm.
I'm going to this school, I got my list of schools. Did I do my research on the year before? Who's their guys? How many points per game is their best players averaging? Because there's going to be at least three dudes on a team that are in double figures, and in a decently good double figures, right? So, what's my role going to be in when I come in? Should I just am I a good shooter? Am I going to have to be a spot up 3 and D type of guy? I think going into like kids that are trying to find a school or a new home, that's something you need to look at and really ask questions about too. But also, if you have signed, you have to go in knowing like, damn, I need to win it. I need to win my role on the defensive end first before I can establish anything offensively. Because I'm thinking
Hmm.
back to a couple episodes where you said it, guys. When you're coaching too, I'm sure it's like this too. You're not going to have a dude on the court that can guard the ball in crunch time.
Hmm.
Like you already have guys that can score, and that's established, right? And you're not going to be the one for like. It's very rare that freshmen come in and really dominate a league. Like that's mainly a D1 thing, and it is you see that
Hmm.
at all levels. Like don't get me wrong, and like Joel Scott came in and just dominated
Yeah.
the RMAC, right? But how often does that happen in the RMAC where a freshman comes in
Hmm.
and is just like you're like, whoa, this guy is the guy on that team, So
Yeah, at those lower levels, certainly doesn't happen as often. But I want to touch on the kind of the Gilbert Arenas thing that you were saying, and it really kind of explains it the best, in my opinion. Is, I guess, like we were talking about, generally put in highlight films, highlight what's the best parts about your game.
hmm
And like you said, that might not be scoring. That might be you are guarding the best player on the other team every single game, or you're a great rebounder, or you're always on the floor. And not that you can't develop or show some of those other things like scoring and assists and all that type of stuff. But if that's not what your game is and what you bring to the table, don't try and highlight that, because that's what they're going to expect
hmm
when you come in or when they bring you on campus or whatever it might be.
Agreed. I agree 100% on that. And when I saw that clip, I wish I could find if I could find it out. I would play it out loud right now for everyone to hear it. But it was just so like,
Bro, I gotta say this. Gilbert Arenas has some gems. Like he says some kind of outlandish stuff sometimes, but he also comes out and he drops some gems a lot. Like
yes.
he really knows the game.
So apparently I went, dude, this Twitter thing is so dumb.
Did you go over the limit
Yeah, so I
again?
had to switch over to our account real fast to try and find this thing.
Yeah, we have accounts we can switch back and forth on if we need to.
Um, damn. No, you're right though. His his podcast too. That's where I get a lot of my ideas. Is I'll see clips from his podcast, and I'm like, whoa, that is such a good thing that I had never thought about before. And it sucked
Hmm.
that what happened. Like he was so good, dude. Gilbert Arenas was so good, and kids. I don't think kids these days really even know who Gilbert Arenas is. You know, because he didn't last around very long because his dumbass got in trouble.
Shout out to my team though. They know I asked that's the funner we're talking about Gilbert Arenas. I literally asked them this morning if they knew who Gilbert Arenas was because we had to have this kid play with the number zero drawn on
Uh
his
huh.
back,
Agent
and
Zero.
I called him I called him Agent Zero, and I was like, "Do you guys know who that is?" And my guys were like, "Yeah, it's Gilbert Arenas," and so I was proud of them. Shout out those guys.
You guys, I would be like, you guys just got out of conditioning for next week.
Remind me, you four right here.
Oh man, hey, you four. When next time I say on the line, Coach, remember that pass? I'm going to use it right now.
Just say Agent Zero, and I will remember what we were
Uh
talking
huh.
about.
Gilbert Arena. I really want to find that, but what it? How did you guys do this weekend? Actually,
We went, let's see, we lost our first game yesterday, won our second, lost our first game today, won our second, lost in the championship.
okay, that's not
So we played well.
Gilbert Arenas on why NBA players end up with IG models. That's so funny. Did you see that clip?
I did not. I came across it, but I never listened to it.
He had a good point. He's like, because I mean, they're always so busy. Like, they have no time. So when they're out and about is the same time when IG models are out and about. And he's like, dude, you guys got to learn to, you got to stay away from that because it's stemming from the Zion Williamson thing.
Yeah, man. What a debacle that seems to be. Who
Bro,
knows though? It could be nothing, it could be something. But man,
he needs to, that
I'm
was outlandish.
so caught up.
That was
I'm
outlandish.
so caught up. Yeah, he's really out there, it sounds like, on those road trips.
Because someone said, damn, okay, so, we know why Zion said he liked the Dallas area because that's where that chick's from or
Yeah, I
whatever.
saw
Like,
that.
wow, you guys are so crazy. That's rude.
Bro, what's your take on free agency? Like, what are a couple highlights on this NBA free agency? Because I was,
Ooh-wee.
you mentioned it at the little bit before we started recording, but I want to get your take on some of that.
I want to highlight the Lakers for one because right now I think they've really done like some damage in free agency and building a team. So they signed.
Do
They
you
re
mean damage in a good way?
Yeah, honestly, they
Okay.
re-signed D'Lo, re-signed Austin Reeves, re-signed or signed Jackson Hayes from New Orleans.
Mm, I didn't see that one.
Torian Prince, that one is like, whoa! I thought that was a really good one. Brought in Gabe Vincent. You know, I'm not sold on that one yet. That one to me seems like them picking up Kendrick Nunn or Malik Monk's type stat. I don't think Gabe Vincent will
I
last.
disagree, bro. I disagree. I
I
think
don't.
that's a good one.
I don't
I
like.
know he didn't have a good finals. I know he didn't play well, but he's a good player. Like there were spurts in that just playoff run where I was kind of like, oh, this dude has some game.
Mhm. No, I agree with you. He does. I don't think he fits in with the system though, because Miami was more of like team based. Everyone, let's we play together.
Mm,
LA's not really like that. Theirs is ball goes through AD and LeBron at the for to start the offense and whatnot. So I don't know. That one we'll have to see. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but like I said, I mean that's one that's gonna have to be. We'll have to see how it goes. The one that shocked me the most was Bruce Brown going to Indiana for how much he got paid.
yeah,
Which I mean, you're gonna
yeah, that was interesting.
I know you probably saw my tweet about it. Bro, if I'm Mike Malone, I gotta be eating my words right now. That man, oh god.
Hey, you can't be mad at him. He was turned up at the
And
parade. He
that's what I
was
told
saying
my
just whatever.
that's what I told my dad last night. I showed him the clip, and I was like, this guy acting like the really drunk guy at the bar that just won't leave you alone, just blah, 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 just talking in your ear. I'm like, bro, okay, I get it. Like
Yeah,
you're cringy
yeah,
now.
he was feeling good at that parade. You could tell.
Brucey B, he not going nowhere.
But are you surprised that the Nuggets couldn't or didn't do a little? Maybe I don't know. I guess we don't know what
They couldn't
happened behind
afford
the
him.
scenes, but yeah,
Couldn't
that's kind of
afford
what
it.
I was figuring.
I
Yeah.
mean, he knew. Like, here's the thing: the playoffs is like March Madness in a sense for like building your stock. Can you play
Hmm.
well in the big games? I don't care about the regular season. Like, okay, regular season, yeah, you
Yeah.
can provide for us, but can you play for us when it matters? And so, like, you always see that stuff where guys' stock will rise for the draft because they had a good run in March or good run late
Hmm.
February, March, all that stuff. Whereas he
Hmm.
had a good run through the playoffs, and I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna get paid. I knew he was gonna get paid, but I didn't think he was gonna opt out this quick. I thought he was gonna maybe stay for another year.
Yeah, I think the thing with the Bruce Brown thing is it's an example of if it really is the that they couldn't match that offer, couldn't afford to re-sign him. Um, that like fans will get upset when players leave places or whatever, and sometimes it's like that was the only option because this team can't afford to keep him because of how he performed this year. So if he's going to get paid somewhere else, he's why would he not go?
No, I agree. And it just someone said to me the Jokic effect. They'll bring someone in. They'll figure something out. I mean, if they can keep KCP now, Jeff Green, like they still have big key pieces on their squad. The one thing that surprised
Hmm.
me too was Chris Paul going to the Warriors. That was like what?
I was gonna ask you, man. I don't
Oh,
because this was my initial thought when that happened is I thought the Warriors were gonna bring on CP to move him elsewhere to get somebody else,
me
So
too.
like I thought they were gonna kind of flip it to maybe fill a different hole that they were needing because obviously they don't have a hole at the point guard spot.
No,
So that's what I thought for sure was going to happen. But then a couple days passed, and I was like, man, nothing's happening with Chris Paul. What's going on here?
right? And like, just okay, cool. It's Chris Paul. Like he's 38 years old. He's old, man. Why? What happened last year in the playoffs? He missed the last 4 games because he hurt his hammy
Hmm.
again. Like I love to see Chris Paul play, but bro,
He hurt his hammy again. That does sound like you're talking like about an old dude.
like, come
Man,
on, man.
he blew his hammy again. Can't be out here. Blew his hammy.
we, I don't care if this guy's playing for us in the. I need him healthy in the playoffs if we're gonna keep him.
Hmm.
If because I don't see it. Oh, that one's. And the Jordan Poole thing, like he lost the locker room, so that was bound to happen. They had to move on from him. Because I mean,
You want to know what my theory on that is?
huh?
I think and maybe this is like light years off of what the truth is, but I think it was a performance. It was his playoff performance that it was like, all right, Draymond has way more value to. I almost feel like it was a tryout between those two. Like who are we going to keep
Yes,
in this coming off season?
they're not going to get
And
rid of.
maybe it wasn't. And because obviously, sorry, not to cut you off, but like obviously Draymond has put in so much more to that organization than Jordan Poole has. But that's just kind of the feeling I got. It was like a tryout for who was going to be on that roster next year.
And it is so true. But like you can't like Steve Kerr when Steve Kerr said that with Draymond it's different because without Draymond they're not contenders and
Right.
I firmly believe that like he's one of the most
Mm-hmm.
he's one of the best generational defenders we've ever seen and I don't think people like
Mm-hmm.
really understand what he can do on the defensive end. Like to
Mm-hmm.
me he defensively he's like Ron Artest, just nasty, physical,
Mm-hmm.
dirty in a
Yeah, and
sense.
he's versatile too.
Uh huh.
Yeah, he is a little dirty. That's all right.
You have to have that. You have to. You have to
The
have that
thing,
guy.
the thing that I think the Warriors, that I think maybe we've talked about this on a previous one, but I think they got to add somebody to help out Kevon Looney, kind of
Yes.
like that second big to where Draymond. They only move Draymond to the five when maybe other teams are going small,
Mm-hmm.
or however they decide to run their small ball stuff. But I think they gotta add somebody that's serviceable to back up Kevon Looney.
I agree. And if they don't, it's gonna be one of them years. It's gonna be another one of them years. Like okay, you can't have these lineups of you cannot put a lineup of Chris Paul, Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond on the court. I'm sorry, but the way the league is
Yeah, it's tough.
transitioning again, you can't do that. What are you going to do? Obviously, we saw what
Hmm.
happened against the Lakers. It just outsized them.
Yep.
AD was just too damn big.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
to be honest, I think they need to find. I was bummed they didn't get Brooke Lopez. I'm really bummed they're still sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Like I don't know what's going on. They haven't made any moves, haven't made any type of anything. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. And I don't
Well,
know.
wasn't Bob Myers their GM? Is
Mhm.
that the dude that's the dude that resigned, right?
Mhm. He's gone.
Maybe that's what it
It's
is.
Mike Dunleavy now, and Mike Dunleavy made
Oh
that
yeah,
mess. He made that. He's the one that made that.
Chris
Made
Paul trade.
that Chris Paul trade. Yes. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? I disagree so much with that.
It kind of reminds me of the Russell Westbrook signing with the Lakers the first time.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Like it just doesn't feel right.
No. What else? Free agents.
You
Oh,
said
Dame.
yeah.
Dame going
Oh
to the
yeah, yeah,
Heat.
yeah.
If Dame goes to the Heat,
Maybe.
Dame, Jimmy, and Bam, they're going back to the finals. Chalk that up. Might as well just put money
Yeah.
down in Vegas for that one.
Mm. I think
Mm,
I think if they get, I still think they need to add a five man just to move Bam to that four spot on the big. But I think Dame changes the dynamic of that team for sure. Um, the one that we've mentioned before and we talked about with PJ is what do you think of the signing of Chris Middleton or the
after
re-signing of him? I
reading,
guess.
because I tweeted at PJ, I was like thoughts, and he gave me I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with it. Give him. I mean, you do need him, because he is one of those guys where if he's giving you 25 in a playoff game, it's pretty damn hard to beat the Bucks. You know, as one of those guys where it's like he is a scorer. So I do think, and I have
Mm,
always been kind of high on Chris Middleton, even when at first Buck fans were like, they gotta get dude Chris Middleton, get him out. And then I kind of thought his time had passed this year, but once they fired Budenholzer, I was like, okay, maybe they just needed a new, kind of what the Warriors needed after Mark Jackson. They just needed new light, and who knows,
Little fresh start.
a little fresh start.
Yeah, no, I think PJ. I think if I read PJ's tweet right, he was like, I'm all for giving Mitty another chance. Um, just at being kind of that guy on the offensive end. Um, what
Sorry,
is it?
that was my phone.
You got videos?
I
You
thought I
do.
found the clip that Gilbert Arenas clip, but I didn't. It was the wrong one.
Yeah. Um, but I think giving Chris Middleton another chance, I'm a believer in that. Because I think he does, like we talked about in PJ's episode, I think he does have the ability to be that perimeter go-to guy in crunch time. It's just he's got to become more consistent with it somehow. And maybe the change of system is that. Maybe it provides that for him, and spaces things out or puts him in his spots a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Nah, yeah, I agree. I mean, they were the one seed for a reason coming into the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. I know they lost to the Heat. Giannis was hurt for a majority of that, but I mean, they still beat him when Giannis was playing and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see how I think Milwaukee will be another one of those top teams in the East. Though again, um,
Absolutely.
I had a question. So I saw this tweet, and I'm sure you saw me. I'm sure you saw me tweet about it because it had Kobe Bryant involved in it. It said, with this, you have six guys. You have MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Steph, KD, and Shaq. Okay, you have to bench one.
MJ, Kobe,
Braun,
LeBron,
Steph.
Steph, KD, and Shaq.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. This is no disrespect to Steph Curry, but I just put LeBron at the one, to be honest with you.
Okay. I wasn't
That's
expecting
pro
that.
and that's no disrespect to Steph Curry, like I said. But with that, like, I have a hard time turning down a 6'8", 6'6", 6 or 7 foot 7'1" lineup. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair. That's fair. I
that's
mean,
tough for me to turn down, especially when Braun can play the point.
uh huh. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
What's your what's yours?
Um, I, I said KD like out. I picked
KD.
because I mean with you put MJ and Kobe 2 and 3 at the 2 and 3 position. Let Braun play 1 and 4, and then keep like just have a three. Screw it, just have a 3 guard front with Steph, Kobe, and MJ, and then you could
Mm-hmm.
have Braun playing the 4, Shaq at the 5, but Braun's interchangeable, and he can obviously bring the ball up too. If you want to run Steph off Shaq screens and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a big ass body to run around. And so that's who I picked, and I was just getting so frustrated with the amount of people saying, "No, no disrespect to Bean, but if he's the second coming of Jordan, why do we need him on the court?" Like, guys, I don't,
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not benching Kobe. No shot.
I don't
No
understand.
shot.
I really don't think people watched. Like, I think these people who are tweeting this nonsense are kids that have never seen him play.
Maybe, maybe, man. But no, there's zero chance I'm benching Kobe.
God, no, never. You bench Kobe, you
I,
might as well
I was
sign
gonna
your
say
charity
though.
match.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, KD would probably be my second choice.
Yeah.
Um, because there's no shot I'm benching Shaq.
No, the most dominant
There's
big
no
man of all
shot
time.
I'm yeah, like we talked about, there's no shot I'm benching Kobe or Jordan. And I'm a LeBron guy, you know what I mean? Like I really I'm a Braun believer, so probably no chance I'm benching him. So really the only two are Steph and KD.
I don't know if Braun believer is really a term. I'm pretty sure it's called Braun sexual, but hey.
Well, it is now. How dare you? I just made it a term.
Oh, oh man. It was like John. He's like, man, this dude really hates LeBron. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm not knocking his game. I'm knocking the other things right now. Because it's true. What happened to the foot? I thought his foot was supposed to have surgery. He's fine. He's fine. He was fine in the playoffs. His foot was fine. Everyone, oh,
Maybe
his
he
foot
did
needs
get.
surgery. His foot needs surgery. That if
Maybe he got surgery under the table.
that no way.
Just kept it low key.
The way the media works nowadays, that would have been leaked by someone in the hospital so fast.
Yeah, you're probably right. Honestly.
And then the retiring thing. When are we going to hear that he's coming back? Never, because we know he's coming back next year. It's a given. He's gonna like.
I didn't buy the retiring thing for 1 second.
No, he just tried to get the sweep out of the air and have people dress with him retiring. He's done it before. It's like when he showed up in the 2018 finals after Game 4, after they got swept in the finals with a soft cast on his hand. Like, bro, you claim you broke your hand in Game 1? No, your hand is fine. There's no way you're averaging.
He was diverting.
Yes, there's no way any human on this earth is averaging 30 points per game in the finals with a broken hand, a broken dominant hand. No way.
Well, maybe Braun's different. He is different, all right? So you don't know that.
No. He's very good at changing the subject.
But I wanted to get involved in that little Twitter exchange so bad, but I was like, I can't do it.
Which one?
With you and John.
Oh. This man hates Braun so much. Oh. Yes, I do, but it's other stuff, my guy.
That's a good question, man. I was, when you told me you were wanting to, you had something you wanted to ask me, I was very intrigued at what it was.
That's a hard question. That's one of those questions where you got to sit there and you're like, "Ooh, I need to weigh out all my options right now." Because if I get one, I mean, there is wrong answers actually in this. You can't take.
There is.
I'm sorry. There's wrong answers. If you're taking out Kobe, MJ, or Braun, you're a dumbass. 100%.
Or Shaq, really? Like,
well, yeah, because then you're not going to have a big man.
Are you going to turn down a 7-1 Diesel just that dominates the paint? I don't think anybody's turning that down.
What Shaq you want, though? Do you want Orlando Shaq or do you want LA Shaq?
Dude, that's another good question. That is a very good question. The thing about Orlando's is he was like a deer, bro. He was like a moose running up that floor, just could really get up and down. And it's not that he wasn't athletic when he was in LA, but it was give me the ball on the block.
He was a tank.
And I'm just going to bully you to the rim. Like, you are not going to stop me. So I don't know, man. Like, I think with the team that I picked, I would prefer Orlando Shaq because it's so much length and athleticism. And Shaq was still a monster when he was in Orlando. It just wasn't, he wasn't the Diesel quite yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm taking 2000 Shaq. Give me Shaq in 2000 and I'm happy.
Oh, yeah?
Like that mix of deer Shaq that just runs up and down the court like a what'd you call a moose, give me the Diesel, the guy that dunks on people and then pushes them to the ground. That's the greatest clip of all time,
bro.
And then,
he did get big. He got big in like 2003, 2004. That was kind of when he was getting to the point where it's like, dude, he is humongous,
dude. Because he didn't care about his weight. He's open about that. He's like, I was lazy. I'm lazy. That's why me and Kobe always butted heads. Because Kobe wanted to be in the gym 24/7. I'm out there doing my thing. I'll show up and give you 30 and then go home.
Dominate. Yeah. Oh man.
Um,
but like he was obviously when we were, when early 2000s, we were 6, 7 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old, around there. And he, like, I remember being convinced he was the biggest human in the world.
yeah.
Like, there is no one bigger than Shaq. There's no
There's
chance.
no chance. Oh, there's two people I wish I could have seen him play in person. That's Shaq, and I do wish I could have seen Yao Ming play because that man was massive too.
Ooh, the Yao Meister. He was
Yao
so
Ming.
nasty.
That that
He's one of
Rockets
those
team.
guys that, yeah, he's one of those dudes that you're like, man, I wish he would have never got hurt, you
Uh
know?
huh. Absolutely. Who you had Stevie Francis on that team. T Mac, Yao Ming.
T Mac, Yao. I think, wasn't Luis Scola on that team?
I think he came after T Mac, but he might have been
The
there
long
during.
haired
Yeah,
dude?
he Luis
Yeah.
Scola was there when it was when they play it was like Ron Artest and all those guys and they play Shane Battier and they were
Mm.
playing the Lakers with Kobe and Pau
Oh,
was
yeah,
Solo.
yeah, yeah. Man, I forget who some of these dudes were on, but yeah, that Rockets team was nasty. I like playing with them on 2K.
That's a good team to pick. Let me ask you this question: is the NBA? How am I going to word this? Because I'm thinking back to like the NBA we watched growing up, where there's all these dudes. You're like, damn, like where did they come from? Is the NBA gonna stay like that, or is it gonna start turning into a league of like just everyone in and out, like an in and out league or something, with like all these young guys who get drafted and then you never hear about them again or stuff like that, or is it gonna
What do you mean when we
like
were
is it in good
young? Like
hands
what?
with the youth that's coming up?
Oh, that's a good question. Like, who do you consider the young guys? Is like Devin Booker still a young cat? Do you
Uh,
consider him still to be young? Because he's been in the league for a little while, I
he was
feel
in the
like.
league when you were playing. It was your senior years. He was in the league already.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know.
So maybe he's kind of not even in that
He might. I
conversation
think
anymore.
JT, Brandon Ingram, like that class, that those couple classes are like the last, in my opinion, the last true class of like guys that you're gonna see hang around for a good minute. Um,
Really?
yeah, I I mean I don't know. I just don't like. Sometimes I just see like Chet Holmgren, dude. Like, is he gonna be one of these dudes that's hurt all the time? That's the same thing
Mm.
I have about Wembenyama. Like, is he going to be one of these
Oh
big guys
yeah.
that's going to get hurt all the time? I just don't. I'm not a firm believer yet of these 7 foot skinny ass guards that foot problems that always happen. It's always a foot or like a lower extremity
PJ,
injury.
that's something PJ talked about, how like the game isn't designed the way it's played now for those really tall guys to be on the perimeter, doing guard stuff. Because it's obviously way harder on their bodies than it is on somebody that's not that tall and lanky. Um, but dude, that is such a good question. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Like, what's your
I don't
take
know.
on it?
I'm nervous. Like I really am. Like
I'm nervous.
I'm scared it's just going to turn into this like a content
I'll,
creator league, damn near almost like just
mm,
all these like social media guys. Like I'm thinking of overtime basketball right now, like when how overtime has their own like prep league or whatever. I'm just thinking of that of and stuff. Like I'm thinking like Jalen Green, all these
mm.
guys. I just don't know. Like I'm not sold. I'm not sold.
Dude, that's a very um, respectable take, to be honest with you, because I can't disagree with you. The one thing that, like, I guess that pops to mind for me is there was a stretch there where there were guys that were no doubters. Like, I
Yes.
feel like you knew LeBron was going to be great. You knew KD for the most part was going to be great.
Mello,
Kobe when he
Carmelo.
came into the league, out of Melo, like. there were those big chunk of guys that's like, oh, these guys are nasty. Like,
Yes.
Melo and LeBron came into the league and tore up the league there I remember they had a really tight rookie of the year battle. Um, but you had those classes, I feel like, of drafts that there were no doubters in there. And I don't
Hmm.
necessarily get that feeling from these latest ones because, as good as people say Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren are, I guess I'm not completely sold on them. I haven't even seen them on an NBA floor yet.
No.
So
And
um, that's such a good question,
I
dude.
think a lot of it too is like a media problem. I wasn't trying. I really was not trying to hate on Bronny on that draft board. But it's like, guys, we've never seen him play a college game yet, and we're already
Yeah.
labeling him a 17th round pick, a 17th pick in the draft.
Hmm.
Why are we doing this? He's never played a college
Hmm.
game. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's start doing those like and
That's a good point.
like there's a dude that's coming up that I think is going to be pretty damn good. That Cooper Flagger, that kid's going to be really good, I think. But
Mm.
it's just so few now, and a lot of it I'm just now thinking like there's no more. You don't see Rucker Park going down anymore with NBA guys.
Mm.
You don't see those like you still have the Drew League and all that stuff, but I want those type of basketball players. Give me the dogs from like the 2000s that didn't go play 150 AAU games on a circuit every summer and whatnot, and just like the softness. The basketball's gotten so soft now with like everyone complaining about stuff. Like the NBA is turning into the WWE, where everyone's questioning the officials. Now we're gonna like flopping is a big thing that's addressed this off season with them saying that if you
Mm.
get caught flopping, it's a technical free throw for the other team. All this stuff. So it's like I just want, and I really wish Adam Silver would just put it back, try and get basketball back to how it was in the 2000s, but it's different just because of analytics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That some guy named Steph Curry came into the league and just completely changed how basketball
Flipped
was
it on
even
its head, man.
played.
Yeah. Your content creator league comment is it I can see that. I can see why you think that. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously John Morant being a highlight reel and that's kind of his big thing and then, Wembenyama, it's like you couldn't scroll 3 times on Instagram without seeing Wembenyama highlights.
Uh huh.
And the Bronny thing, how they're already projecting him in the draft. It's like there have been people that say Bronny is good and his game is going to translate and stuff, but to your point, you haven't seen him play one game yet.
No,
Let
high
him let him
school's
let him play a college game first
exactly. High
and
school is so
and
different.
experience that. Yeah. And obviously he plays against top competition at the high school level, but college is you talk about it as a coach all the time. It's the 3% of those best high school players.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pool is even smaller and the talent's even better. So let the dude experience a game first. And if he balls out, great. Let's start having that conversation. But we got to wait and see, man.
Yeah, got to pump the brakes on that. It's too early. I need to see him hoop against teams that have older dudes. All that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's
Mm,
already kind of exceeded what I thought he would be. Really, I didn't think he was like.
really?
I think Bryce will be better. I think Bryce will be a lot better than Bronny. I think he's more
Bryce looks
like
nasty.
he's more like his dad body wise. He's gonna be huge, dude. But I don't know. We just gotta see, and I think it's just one of those things where I think the media, social media, all this stuff, the NIL stuff, it changes so much. Like it really does. But
Bro, when we when we say we're still doing this podcast 5 years from now, we have to come back to this moment and relive like Okay, what's the state of the NBA look like right now?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good one because I don't know. I really don't because once Steph retires, once KD's gone, once LeBron's gone, think about it. Like think about these guys that are the guys right now. Once they're gone, like what do we have? Jason Tatum, um, like you said,
We forgot Luca. We forgot
Luca,
Luca Doncic.
like when Kyrie's done. Like to be honest with you, when Jokic is done in a couple of years, because I really see that happening. I do. I honestly,
My take of
ever since you
what
said
I said
that,
the
I
other
could see
day.
that. I really could see that happening. Win a couple
Mm,
rings and then dip. I could see it.
mm, maybe that was a. It was just a kind of a take on a whim, just off of what I've seen of him, and maybe it is true. We'll see.
So it's
God, this
gonna.
fly is killing me.
I hate flies so much. Do you remember at
Keeps
BH when
flying at
those?
my dome piece,
Do you remember the flies on the court at the Young Center all the time?
bro. In the summer, it
And
was atrocious.
they would just die on the court. Like what the?
Well, they were still alive, but they would like only be able to fly around on the court.
It made no
Like you would
sense.
just see him on the court. Yeah, no.
It made no
It's like,
sense.
why can't they fly in the air? I have no idea.
Every day I'm like having to sweep the court because of flies. Like this is disgusting, guys. What is going on right now? We got to figure this out.
Yeah, and you would always inevitably step on one.
Always. I hated that so much. This stuff was nasty. I had something to say, but I can't remember now. I hate when that happens, but it is what it is. Josh Richardson turned down more money from another team after conversation with Eric Spoelstra. Because there's no
Bush,
stakes.
you brought all the content today. I've been doing so much. You brought all the talking points.
Let me
You're a
hold
trooper,
on.
man.
Let me go to the. I have the free agency page opened up. Oh, what do you think about Fred VanVleet signing a $160 million contract with Houston?
That's for sure.
Yeah, that was done yesterday.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh, 130. Sorry,
Man,
3 year, $130 million contract with the Rockets.
was he a
Um,
max? Is that a max contract?
yep. I think yeah. It
Was
was
he a max contract guy with the Raptors?
yeah. So he was yeah he was because he signed one
Mm,
after they won the title. They kept him. And
that's
then the
right.
next one that I was gonna say, this is so bad in my opinion. Next, oh, I have three of them. Sorry, Tyrese Halliburton signed a $260 million extension. Desmond Bain signed a $207 million max contract, and then LaMelo Ball is going to get a $260 million extension. They are tossing money like it's nothing.
That's a lot of money.
And oh wow, that Tyrese Halliburton, and oh, he's nice, but I don't know if he's that nice. I don't know if he's $260 million worth nice.
Obviously, they see him as somebody that they're going to build
Mm-hmm.
their team around. Um, and then getting Bruce Brown, it's kind of a similar player, but Bruce Brown's a little more versatile, I feel like, defensively. Um, but I think I think Halliburton, like, he fits into that mold of what we were just talking about. Is Yeah, he's had a good first. How many years he been in the league? 3,
Yeah, no, three, yeah, maybe. I think I'm not sure.
2, 3 years. He he's one that's like, yeah, is he gonna burst onto the scene, or is he gonna um, ever get to the point where he's winning? Because I think he's gonna. I think his
3 years.
game, he's always gonna be productive, but I don't know if he's gonna get you to that, like, be your guy. If he's gonna get you to that point to winning championships or winning conference finals or whatever it is. I think he's gonna need to be maybe a number two, and then like obviously a distributor and playmaker for other guys.
Exactly. No one's going to Indianapolis to live there. It's turning into the NBA is turning into the market scene. But the Desmond Bain one was interesting because that's a lot of money to him. I mean, it's not as much, but still, like that one shocked me. But LaMelo Ball 260, man,
I
wow.
I mean, I think like there. Have you seen those compilations on Twitter or whatever of the Hornets broadcasters
Uh huh.
talking about how undisciplined the Hornets played and stuff like that?
Yes.
I think I think that's spot on, and it's like you're like I think Lamelo's part of that, and they're gonna have to bring in some culture people that turn that culture around because I think Lamelo's obviously good and um, he's gonna produce in the NBA if he can stay healthy, but he's gonna have to he's gonna need a veteran I feel like to kind of teach him how to win and how to be a professional a little bit before they start winning.
Yeah, they need the Hornets. Well, I don't. The Hornets are one of them franchises, man. That's gonna be like they're gonna have if they ever become good, it's gonna be the window that's this size to win a championship. It's just
A 1 year thing, yeah,
like a 1 or 2 year thing. Like we got all this
yeah.
money, let's hurry up and try and like bring in all these dudes or whatever. But
Well, and I was gonna say, how much, maybe you know the answer to this, maybe you don't, but how much does that handcuff them for the rest of the free agency and the rest of their roster?
a lot.
Like, I feel like with Charlotte, that would be tough when you're giving that much money to one player. It's got to be like 99% of your salary cap.
No, for real. Because I mean, I think Mikal Bridges is Mikal Bridges is gonna ask for a trade. And then, but he's still got like 30 years left on or 30 games left on his suspension. And then the other good player is PJ Washington, and that's it. Like I don't see they're
Hmm.
like a college team.
They really are. Mm. Yeah, all three of those, I agree with you there. I feel like it's throwing a lot of money at people that I probably aren't going to win you a championship, in my opinion. I don't think.
Absolutely not. But oh no, that's all I. But no, I disagree with that. So that's all I got for now.
Yeah,
We'll have
man. It
we're
was
gonna
good
have.
to get back on after the
Oh
break.
yes. Oh, absolutely. So we're gonna have guests on for the next 1, 2, 3 episodes, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because if you think
You
about it, you
lined
got.
up three?
Well, we talked about. I asked you about the one yesterday, um,
Right.
and then there was one other that wants to. It want the one I asked about you yesterday. I have to wait a week because the one that we already know of for episode 20, he already requested episode 20, so I have to give it to him.
All right. I
And then
know who that is. Yeah.
so we'll have him, and then we're gonna. I'll be in Denver with Clem. So after we're done playing, before we all like, if we go do something, like just meet up real quick, and we could throw together a quick 30 minute in person episode just to talk about what happened on the court, like what we saw for like the tournament and whatnot, and express.
For your tournament?
Yeah, when we come down, and so
Yeah.
I can express my frustrations about officials.
Inevitably, that's gonna happen.
It will, because I'll have a game.
I
I'll have a
respect it,
game where
man.
I'll lose my.
I have some grievances to air about officials, but hey, man, they're trying their best. Hopefully,
Yeah, I feel it.
sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
Just get to half court, bro. I don't care if you walk. Just get to half court.
Please, please get to half court.
Just please get to half court. And don't tell me like the guy in Omaha say I saw him foul, but I wasn't gonna call it. Just don't tell me that
Yeah,
because I don't
it's
want
gonna
my
make me
blood.
blow my lid right
I
now.
don't want my blood pressure to rise, and I don't want to. I really, really don't want to go argue with someone after a game in the middle of the court, and then go shake hands and argue with him while I'm shaking hands with the other team, and then follow him to the officials' corner to argue with him some more, call him an idiot. Like
Call him an idiot.
Bro, I had to walk. I had to walk away. I had to go on a walk. I was so pissed. I had to go on a walk.
Sometimes I have to do that on the bench too. You know, just take a little stroll down to the baseline, stand there for a few seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and then stroll your way back. You know,
All right.
just cools you off.
We're good now. Let's go.
It happens about once a weekend, so I'll show you, man.
But yeah, no, I'll get this up. We'll have this up by, jeez. I'll try and get this up tonight if we can. After dinner, I'm gonna just clip away and send you some clips. If we can't, then we can put the clips out tonight and then release it in the morning.
Yes, indeed.
So
just let me know, brother.
Episode 19.
I know my role, man.
Yep.
Episode 19.
You're creative with the words on Twitter. Not like me.
I try to be.
So, but yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. You know where to find us. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm not going through that whole thing again. You know where to find us. We're on the same platforms as we've been on all the other 19 episodes. So,
so get it together.
Just get it together. Subscribe. You know what it is, people. Kitchen hook. Oh, jinx. Peace.
Yada da. Peace.